Target is one of my favorite stores. It has food, crafts, decorations, and clothes all at the same place, along with a few other things. For many families, they can get most or even all that they need at Target. In this video, I'll be sharing my thoughts on Target and a few other people's thoughts too. Despite the first Target store opening a whole 60 years before Walmart, Target seems newer and fresher, and that's likely on purpose. Their ads are proud of their sales and regular prices on products. However, they are usually more expensive than competitors like Walmart. That extra money is likely put back into the business by making it cleaner. Most people think of Walmart as dirtier, not as clean, or just even not as safe as Target. And that's mainly depending on where they live, but also Target likely puts that extra money into keeping its status. When it comes to Target's clothing, they have multiple options for kids and adults. I have a few pieces of Target clothing myself, so I'm going to show you them. All in motion, kind of like workout shirt that I have. I've had it since I think last year. It's pretty decent quality, not something you'd get from like Nike or Under Armour, but it still like holds up well and feels good while you're exercising. And then I have another shirt. This one is, let's see, this is from Goodfellow & Co. I actually wore this shirt in my last video, and I think I've wore it in a few other videos as well. It's just white with some kind of like navy or dark blue stripes. I don't know how much that workout shirt cost, but this was $10. And then I'll show you the pants that I have. I do actually have a pair of gray shorts that match with that shirt from All in Motion, but whatever. So these pair of shorts, I should hold them up for you first. They look like jeans, kind of, but they're not that fabric. They're from Goodfellow & Co. I've had these since last year as well, and they are supposed to match with that blue and white striped shirt, and they kind of do. I haven't worn these a whole lot. I've worn the shirt more than these shorts, mainly because the weather here is kind of freaky. I have two pairs of Target jeans. One of them I'm actually wearing right now, so I can't really show you right now. But here are some ones. The only men's brand of jeans I think Target has is Goodfellow & Co. So they have their little thing right there. These are really light blue. They look cool because, well, I don't have like really any other jeans that look like this, and they feel really nice. I've washed them once. These are the Denizen from Levi's brand. So these actually feel softer than the Target ones, which is awesome. However, the only thing I don't like about it is like they have this little thing over here that's paper. It's not leather or even a fake leather. It just feels kind of cheap, but the actual jeans itself feel really good. These are kind of a mid blue. Yeah, so I think if you hate jeans, you just don't know where to buy them. I used to hate jeans, and now I love them because I actually know good brands now. At Target, you can get things like $5 candles, whatever laundry detergent that is, Tide Pods, so it's no wonder that for many families, Target is just the one place they need to shop on a weekly basis. Target also has decorations like cork boards, colorful clothespins, string lights, fake plants, vases, and a whole lot of other stuff too. So if you want your house to look pretty decent and have a few trendy decorations without breaking the bank, Target may be the place to go. While I have this YouTube channel to share my opinions, I wanted to share a few other people's opinions on Target as well.
Hi, Nathan. Thanks for having me on the show today.
So, like, how often do you go to Target?
Maybe only like once or twice a month.
Okay. And then when you go, like, what's the reason for it?
I I mean, toiletries probably mostly, like
Okay.
toiletries. Then you got to do the usual scan of the clothes, and then every so often you're thinking, I'd love to blow a couple $100 at Target right now, and so you just go to Target.
Yeah. And then, what do you think of like the Starbucks locations they have in there?
I think they're usually dirty. They don't have good merch, and the staff seems like unprofessional teenagers.
Okay. Mainly the issues that I have is that they're understaffed.
I agree with that. They are understaffed.
Besides the Starbucks, the cleanliness of Target, how would you compare it to like Walmart or Trader Joe's?
Well, I feel like Trader Joe's is not in the same category as Walmart and Target.
Okay.
But I would say Target is far superior to Walmart in terms of cleanliness. I guess Trader Joe's is as clean as Target, if not cleaner. I just see Trader Joe's as more of a food thing, and Target like more of a clothes, household items.
Did you know that Target actually opened its first store 60 years before Walmart did?
Target's been around longer than Walmart?
Yeah, that was a shocker for me too. It opened in 1902.
Wow.
Yeah.
What I would be curious to know, do you remember when Target used to have the bullseye dog as their mascot?
I do.
That white dog with the black eye?
Yeah, they would have them in ads all the time. And then when you go to Target, do you tend to find like savings that you wouldn't expect?
Oh. No.
Okay.
Well, I feel like I end up buying things that I didn't plan on buying because they make it seem like this is a deal, but savings I didn't expect. I wasn't expecting to buy that item.
Yeah.
They sweetened the pot somehow by putting the red tag on it, so it got me excited. But I didn't really need that item to begin with.
Have you ever gone to Target for clothes or like gotten a Target brand clothing like piece?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
do you remember the
definitely both.
Do you remember the brand?
Gosh, I'd have Morona. I know that's one, but I feel like that's not. I don't know that they call it that anymore. Ava and Liv, I think that's their plus size.
It's called Ava and Viv.
Viv, okay.
Yeah, and then for Target's like generic brand of like toothpaste or that stuff, would you buy that over the name brand because it would be cheaper?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't find that it is that much.
Yeah.
So for an item, I'm willing to pay 20 or 30 cents more for the name brand.
Well, that was it for the questions.
Okay.
And thank you.
All right, that was a lot of fun.
After that interview, it became obvious that I needed to interview another person, someone who shops at Target more often. Like, how often you go to Target?
At this point in my life, I would say once a week.
Okay.
When my kids were younger and I didn't work full time, I definitely went more often.
Mm-hmm. And then, what do you tend to go there for? Like, you said that for her it's mainly like toiletries. Is that the same for you or different?
It's definitely different for me. That is my main source of everything: groceries, toiletries, decor, house decor, and holiday decor. I mean, it is my catch-all for everything. If I don't have to go anywhere else, that's my goal. So I like to exclusively shop at Target when I can.
Yeah. And then, what makes you go there as often as you do? And, like, why do you go there over other grocery stores?
Yeah, I would say the convenience of it, that it literally has everything in that one spot. Obviously, a grocery store is solely focused on food, and there's a lot more variety. But if I can get away with not going to another store, I will just pick from what Target has to offer me. And I shop there primarily for the convenience of only having to go to one store.
How would you compare the Target experience to like Walmart or Trader Joe's?
Okay, well, Walmart, I would say, is its biggest comparison, right? Because Walmart is a catch-all for all things, just like Target is, with regard to groceries and decor, if we want to call it there, and clothing and toiletries. But I have this, other than my faith in God, the difference between Walmart and Target is what I am second most passionate about in life.
Okay.
I cannot stand Walmart. I don't know what it is for me, but it is just, it's dirty. It's disgusting. It's like the shelves seem bare and janky, and just the general atmosphere of cleanliness at Target. And I literally will not shop at Walmart.
Okay.
There have been a few times where I've had to go, and every time I go, I'm like, this is why I don't come here. It is disgusting. So that is my feelings on Walmart versus Target. As far as Target, versus Trader Joe's, oh my goodness, I feel like that's not comparing apples to apples. Only because Trader Joe's is like really focused on food. It would be more like comparing Albertsons or another grocery store to Trader Joe's. But I love Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, if I had a Trader Joe's that was close to me, like in my little neighborhood circuit, I would absolutely bend my one store policy and go to Trader Joe's in addition to Target. And so in comparison though, Trader Joe's has a lot more healthier options than Target does. And I would just say, it has a lot more options versus, limited produce at Target and just in general, more limited food choices compared to Trader Joe's. But I love Trader Joe's. I can't think of hardly anything I don't like about Trader Joe's. I love the atmosphere. I'm definitely not a green peas person, but there's something about Trader Joe's that brings out my inner green peas person, and I like to tap into that when I make it to Trader Joe's.
Okay. When you think of an ad for Target, either on TV or like YouTube, what do you think? Like, what do you usually see?
I totally think of their logo, that bullseye. That's what I think of. There isn't like too much. It's not like Target is Nordstrom. I mean, they're not appealing to an upper class society or something like that. So I think of them as appealing to just general everyday Americans. And so it's not that I think it's like uppity up. And so in that way, I'm not sure how different their marketing is from somebody like Walmart. Well, what I would say about Walmart is, not that you asked about this, and maybe it's your question, so I apologize if I'm jumping the gun here. But when I think about Walmart and their marketing scheme, I do feel like they are very much like putting down the low prices, like we beat prices, like cheap, cheap, cheap. And so I do feel like Walmart is coming from a position of having cheaper prices. But honestly, when you look at it, the cheaper prices is only cheaper by like a couple of pennies, like literally less than 10 cents. And for me, yeah, I'll pay the extra dollar at the end of my bill to not shop in filth. And, so I would say that's something Walmart has going for them, whereas I don't necessarily feel like Target's marketing scheme is we're the lowest price. I don't think they're doing that. They're just like championing their goods and being like, you want to shop here, and I'm like, yes, I do. So
Yeah.
that is how I feel about Target's marketing.
Would you buy the Target generic brand if it meant saving a few, like, pennies or dollars?
I think that's a really great question, and I would have to say it would depend on what it is I'm buying. When it comes to like household goods, yeah, I have no problem buying the Target brand thing. It's more just a matter of what do I like. When it comes to like household items in decor, it's like if it's because Target's known for selling the Chip and Joanna Gaines line. I think that's who it is. But there's some like Target line stuff that it's like I don't necessarily need the Chip and Joanna line. If I just genuinely like something in the store, it doesn't matter to me that it's their brand versus one of these designer brands. I'm trying to think when it matters. When does it matter that I really want, what matters? Coffee.
Okay.
I don't want generic coffee. Like the marketplace Target brand of coffee, no. I know this is probably controversial because not everybody likes Starbucks, but I enjoy Starbucks. And so if I'm at Target, my K-Cup pods that I'm going to get are not going to be generic. It will absolutely be the Starbucks K-Cup pods. But like toilet paper, that doesn't matter to me. I would pick generic over, and paper towels, I would pick the cheaper price over things like toilet paper, paper towels, and cleaning products, toothpaste, things like that. I don't even know if there is a generic toothpaste.
I
know
don't
there's
think there
generic
is.
Toothbrushes.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with generic. I don't need Crest, Colgate, brand toothbrushes. So, anyways, so does that answer your question?
Yeah.
In recent years, I used to buy Target clothes a lot for myself. For my family, I still absolutely buy Target attire. But for myself, I've come to acknowledge that even though they do have a plus size line there, if I buy something from Target, it's because it was convenient for me to do so, not because it's best for my figure.
Yeah.
The Target line, even the plus size, is not especially flattering and or comfortable. I have found that stores, specifically Torrid, that caters to the plus size woman, really perfect making attire that is flattering and comfortable for us plus size girls. And so I have come to no longer buy clothes from Target. I'll probably change my mind as I'm working on my health goals, and once I can fit into the normal Target line of clothing, I will probably buy clothes from them in the future. But when you're a plus size girl, you got to work all your angles, and if that's not their niche, then it's not the best. So.
Yeah. Okay. I have found a lot of people online who are plus size have seen that, like, a lot of clothing brands that even have specifically plus size things, they aren't still meant for them. Kind of. It's basically just, it's kind of like their formula for how they make jeans for people within the, like, extra larges, I guess. And then they apply that to make it, like, what they think will fit, but then it still doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I actually feel exactly about Target. I feel like their Ava and Viv line, which is their plus size line, I feel like what they accomplished is the larger version of what's trendy, but when I put it on my body, it still doesn't look good on me. You know, like, I acknowledge that you tried. And I tried Ava and Viv for a while. But honestly, it's just not flattering and it's not comfortable. Whereas other stores who truly specialize in plus size clothing, they rock it out. And what I hear you saying is that some people are still complaining about other stores that specialize in plus size clothing, but I would share that that is not my experience. The experience that I have at shopping at Torrid or Lane Bryant, somewhere where it specializes in plus size, I find that their clothes are comfortable and flattering, more so than a store that is just trying to give us plus size girls some options. I'm all for Target. Like, thank you. That if I'm heading to the beach and I don't know, my bathing suit snapped on the way there, I can run into Target and find an option that will fit me. I'm so grateful that there are options at Target for us plus size girls. But if I'm not in an emergency situation and I have time to contemplate and care about buying something, it's not going to be from Target because it's not the most flattering, even though it would technically fit.
Yeah.
Something else to share about Target, actually. You know what I think is wild is there's an influencer I follow in Texas who they have what's called super Targets.
Yeah.
And we don't really have super Targets out here. We have like improved Targets, and so like there's, I guess what I would consider the improved Targets is for a long time, Target didn't have any fresh food, like fresh meat, fresh produce, things like that. And now it's pretty standard that the Targets out here have been improved with this fresh produce and meat. But anyways, the influencer I follow recently shared, she was baffled by all of us who don't have this, but apparently at their Targets, they have an actual, like, fresh bakery, like, think grocery store bakery with fresh cakes and things like that. And it's like, yeah, no, we don't have that. So, okay, well, thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate reaching out.
So those are my thoughts on Target and a few other people's thoughts too. Let me know what you think of Target down in the comments, and if you learned something new, leave a like on this video, and if you didn't, or you just didn't like the video, then don't leave a like. Okay, last thing before I go, I just wanted to say thank you for how much support I've gotten for my last video. A few people that I know personally have reached out about the video and told me that they feel the same way that I do about jealousy, how they might be jealous of something, but they, like, don't want to feel jealous, because I don't think anyone does want to. And I really appreciate that people seem to have enjoyed that video, especially because, like, I mean, I think about it as if no one else is going to be honest on the internet, especially YouTube, who else is going to be the one to post a rant about jealousy? Like, maybe they might post a song like Olivia Rodrigo, but that's really overproduced. Now that's the last thing. See you in the next video. Bye. See you in the next time. See you in the next video. Bye. I freaking love this. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my clothing. How could a person know everything at 18 and nothing at 22? And you still want me. You still